Ladies and gentlemen, I am Stevens, a great butler from the remains of the day, based in 1956. I reside in the Darlington Hall home. Currently, my employer suggested I take a trip in which I could make good use of a break. As of recently, the late maid, Miss Kenton, and the letter she has written me has been preoccupying my mind. What I mean by this statement is, what a better way to make good use of a break than retrieve someone who can enrich your workforce. At the first of my journey, I arrived in Salisbury, admiring some of the best the British landscape has to offer. Upon this, I began to ponder, what is it that makes a butler great? What was it that made my father great? My father had once served a military officer, one which had not taken the steps necessary to protect his brother, and to which my father remained utterly kind. To this, he showed dignity. Dignity is what makes a butler great. The next morning, I revisited the letter of Miss Kenton. I remember a time in which I did not enjoy the company of this woman. She was improper and chided me often. As I decided to continue my journey, I thought back to March 1923. Many important figures had arrived in the Darlington home to meet in political terms, two of which were Sir Cardinal and his son. I was asked to discuss with the soon-to-be-married-off son the facts of life, the events that happened between a man and a woman. Too much trying. I could not exactly exaggerate the point his father had wanted me to make, as it made me uncomfortable to speak of it. That evening I assisted in usual dinner activities. Monsieur Dupont, a guest, had asked me to help him change the bandages on his feet. Upon finishing the task, I had found out that my father had fallen ill. On the second day, Miss Kenton had informed me of my father's continuous deteriorating condition, but I continued to inform my guest. At the end of dinner, I traveled upstairs. My father had passed before the doctor could arrive. Shortly, Mr. Dupont had asked for assistance, once again with his bandages. I informed him the doctor was now on his way to help him. One may ask why I acted in this manner, but dignity, which my father understood, had crucially to do with a butler's ability not to abandon the professional being in which he inhibits. Upon arriving in Mascom, at the Horses and Coach Inn, I reflected upon the relationship I had previously had with Miss Kenton. It had evolved greatly. Sometimes we actually enjoyed one another's company. One night, I had to inform Kenton that she had been given the job to fire 2 Jewish maids. I believe Darlington's decision had much to do with who he was associating with, but I needed not to question it. The event angered Miss Kenton, so we agreed not to have our nightly meetings with each other anymore. Shortly after this event, Miss Kenton's aunt had passed, and she started going out often, taking days away from work. Months later, Cardinal Jr. arrived, to which Miss Kenton refused to prepare his room as she had made plans. While serving Cardinal and another distinguished gentleman, the doorbell rang. It was Miss Kenton, for she was now finished with her plans. She felt the need to inform me about her impending marriage and her self-dismissal at the home. I found the news worthy of congratulations, to which I gave her. My congratulations angered her. She lashed out at me, asking if I knew what it took to be happy. She rushed upstairs, and I continued to serve my refined gentleman. I pondered the question. Of course I know of happiness. I must know of happiness. Happiness is found in what you do, correct? I took happiness and pride in what I did, so that must mean I'm happy. Later that night, passing by Miss Kenton's parlor, she peeked her head out, apologized for lashing out at me, and then retreated slowly back into her room. I passed her room once more. I heard weeping, presumably her. I wavered at the door. Should I knock? No. I must hold my professional boundaries, and I am utmost pleased for doing so. Now I wait in the hotel tea lounge for the possible recruitment of Miss Kenton once more.